good afternoon, and a very special welcome to Awaken Sunday Live Q&A. Today, an open video to all spiritual leaders, to all of us who would have ears to hear. It's time. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Jennifer. How are you this morning? Good to see you. We've been continuing on with our meditations and having just a wonderful time with the month of October. And, you know, this is honestly, and the purpose of this video is to reach out to all spiritual leaders, to reach out to every last one of us who would hear this, okay? We need to come together. And we need everyone to come together to cause something magical. And I see Terry is here, and Cindy. Hello, nice to see both of you this afternoon. We miss you, Cindy, when we don't see you. You know, actually, all of you have great senses of humor, and I tell you, if there's any indication of growth, it's your ability to simply laugh. To laugh at pretty much everything. You know, late last night, I was lying there in bed with Kelly, and we like to have a little bit of a breeze flowing through our room. And the rains were just starting, and the wind was blowing, and there was this smell of petrichor. That beautiful smell of the earth after it's been oxygenated and refreshed by the rain. And it was drawing me outside. I was tired. I wanted to go to sleep. But at the same time, it was calling to me. It was literally calling to me to come outside and experience the wind and experience the rain and just to become one with it for a few minutes. And I did, and it was truly beautiful. This is the state of being that we exist in all the time when we open ourselves to it. You know, we have a wonderful opportunity, a truly wonderful opportunity. And before we get to that, I have to make a couple of things very clear. In order for us to be able to pull this off, it's going to take everyone's concerted effort. And quite frankly, those of you who do know me, I'm a no-nonsense sort of put your money where your mouth is sort of guy. And we're not talking about money here. We're talking about collaborative effort. We're talking about working together. We're talking about taking the choice under conscious control instead of making our choices unconsciously. Now, you may ask, well, how is it possible that we can do something magical? And the reality of it is that not only have we seen this in rigorous scientific testing, that indeed a small number of people with right intent meditating together can literally change the energy, the vibration of the space around them, can literally have an effect that expands out from the group. Now, we as a species are living exactly where we need to be. I know this sounds difficult, and when we look at the number of children who starve to death every day, you know, and it's over 40,000 a day, we ask, well, how can you say that? How can you say it's just perfect? And I know it may be difficult to accept, but indeed it is as it must be in order for us to evolve, for us to wake up, to grow, to expand, to raise our consciousness, not only as individuals, but as one, as a species. We are faced with these things that we would judge every day, missing the perfection in it. It brings our awareness to it. It offers us the opportunity to evolve. Now, you've heard me say before that the physical world is actually a remnant of what's going on at the level of consciousness, at the level of spirit. Just as our physical world is a reflection of that, we see in the physical realm that species evolve in one of two ways. They either evolve very slowly and very evenly, coming from one iteration to the next evolution, perhaps a slightly better ability to handle colder weather, and then there'll be another adaptation another 1,000 years later. The evolution is quite slow. We also have the opportunity as a species, as other species have done on our planet, to take an evolutionary leap, to literally hopscotch a large number of evolutions in one joyous leap forward. How does this pertain to us? Well, it does pertain to us in the way that we can make a collective choice to literally leap the evolution, our conscious evolution, forward. It doesn't take all of us. What it will take is it will take the collective effort of all our spiritual leaders, every last one of them, every one of you. And to do that, we're going to have to put aside a lot of things. We're going to have to put aside our ideas of right and wrong, our ideas about who has the truth and who doesn't have the truth. We're going to have to put aside our ideas just long enough to understand that the child rapist who is sitting in a jail cell is just as worthy as myself, or the guru sitting in India. Kim is here as well. Hello, Kim. Glad you made it. I am sincerely grateful that all of you made it here today. And the goal of this is really to share it, to get the attention of those who have the media exposure, who have the vast audiences. Can you just imagine uniting the likes of Eckhart Tolle and Deepak Chopra and Oprah Winfrey all together, not to stand and to talk about any perceived differences in how they may think, which I don't honestly believe would come from them. It comes from all of the people who would put them on the same cross that Christ used to be on, or put them on the same pulpit. What if we give up arguing about whose point of view? What if we just drop and understand that there really is no truth on earth, that truth is intricately linked with experience, and experience is one of a kind, and it only happens that way once. Your next experience, your next evolution will bring a new truth, a deeper truth, a larger truth, a more expanded truth. But even that truth is not the final truth. Truth is simply a word. What we really do is struggle to point with insufficient labels at our experience. And quite frankly, we do a miserable job of that most of the time. And not only that, we get really tied up in the labels. I had made a simple post about my time of awakening when I was a sniper and in the jungles of Africa. And to this day, a week later, there are still people arguing their point on it, even though I have long since abandoned the post. And there are people arguing in return, all claiming enlightenment. Enlightenment isn't the goal. You're here to evolve. You're here to grow in conscious evolution. You're here to grow in conscious awakening. The mind that you have is the mind of the Creator. that mind exists on far too many levels for us to even talk about today. And those levels go far beyond any knowledge that I have or anyone else have. We are simply limited children in an immense evolving universe, and that is the glory of it. We are children of incredible strength. We are creating our world consciously or unconsciously, inseparable from the planet. We live, grow, thrive, and die within the field of her loving embrace. And yet, our conscious energy, for lack of a better term, our unconscious energy, is directly contributing to everything that is going on with our planet today. It truly is. We are literally life itself. It's time to put down the books, time to put down the barriers, time to put down the ideas of right and wrong. There is a glorious field where we can all meet. The recognition of the divine expression of divinity in every single shard of the mirror of creation. Every single one reflecting an aspect of truth of the divine at the conscious evolution that it is at. Not to be argued with, not to be defended, not to become incensed and angered over, but to love the expression. And then to choose a higher expression, to allow yourself to imagine a higher state of being yet, and joyfully look forward to that. You know, Eckhart, many other masters, what they call that continued evolution is deepening. That's the typical word that's used. Your conscious awakening has been preceded by many other conscious awakenings. From the idea of Santa Claus to the idea of God as your judge, to your ideas about not marriage or marriage, all these things are reflections of that conscious evolution of spirit playing out here, manifested in this physical realm. We have this immense power within us, this immense strength, and focus together. It would only really take about 750 million of us, strategically placed. We'll need networks all over the world, networks of vibrational towers of meditators, hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of them. If we can put 25 million children uniting and meditating together, tens of thousands of inmates meditating together, we have the web of connectivity right here. All the tools are at our fingertips. But it's going to take all of us. I'm just waving my own particular reflection that says, I see all this power in you. I see all this strength. We understand, Terry. And thank you so much for being here while you could. I do. I see this amazing power in every single one of you. The ability to choose not to stand against, but to stand for. And we can do it together. We truly can. We have the ability to sweep our world in a conscious wave of awakening and evolution. And if we were to do so, I promise you this, the number of other species throughout the galaxy who are simply waiting for us to reach a point when we are no longer warlike and no longer so dangerous, will flood here to assist us in transitioning our planet through technology, through new modes of energy, and new modes of living. And we don't have to wait. This isn't a pipe dream. This isn't, all we have to do is choose it. But we need us all of us. We really need to give up on anything else except the realization that we are all part of this divine manifestation. Give up the judging. Allow us to come together. The message for all the spiritual leaders is basically the same message to all of you, and that is we need you. We all need each other. The unification of ourselves, of a planet, is not some sort of new world order. It is not some sort of commerce and trade idea. It is the simple realization that sweeps the planet that we are all one. That God is in my brother and sister, in my enemy and my friend. Can we do this? Can we let go of judgment? Can we let go of our labels? Can we let go of our position? Can we let go of the idea that I know more than you know? Because ultimately, what does it really matter? As long as we are continuing to allow harm to occur to one another, all it is talk. Our governments are not the enemies. Our governments are peopled by our brothers and sisters. Our leaders are our brothers and sisters. They have simply become a reflection of ourselves. Now, we can argue that and say, well, as individuals, we may not think that way, but we are more than an individual. We are a collective. We are a whole one. Every part of this entire creation in a magnificent web of life, spinning itself towards greater and greater levels of consciousness and being, literally creating itself moment by moment, all the way across time and space. It's magnificent. And we down here on our tiny blue globe, which is slowly turning brown, and we're always looking for someone to blame. Well, there is no blame. There's no one to blame here. There is only our choices and our responsibility towards those choices. And I am asking all of us to make a new choice. In 2019, March 2019, the spring equinox, this can be done. It's 5 months away. We just need to spread the word. We just need to write letters to all our spiritual leaders. We need to make phone calls to their agents. We need to send emails, do whatever it takes. We can all come together and do this. And if all as we do is for one day have peace on the planet, then we have still succeeded. And whatever happens from that day forward is still exactly as it should be. We are far more than our limited mind would consider. And there are levels beyond mind. There are levels in the depths of the silence of your being. But those levels have no final point. There is no finish line. It is all glorious evolution. Always has been, always will be. This is the fun of our existence. Honestly, think about it for a moment. What would be the good of receiving your mansion in the sky and spending all of eternity on your knees worshiping a deity? Pretty soon you would wish to be somewhere else. The glory of this existence is that it is life itself. It is ever changing, ever growing, never the same, always expressing itself in new and beautiful ways. Each of you are an expression of that divine, expressing itself in a one-of-a-kind, never to be seen again in eternity. What do you choose to be as that expression? I'm not going to keep everyone long today. There was no intent for this to be a long video or a really long discussion. The point is we can choose far more than we believe possible. You know, I could explain to you all the physical reasons why it can happen. Everything from wave propagation patterns and wave interference dynamics and a whole bunch of other physical things. But really all it takes is the understanding that in the same way we have done what we've done to this earth and to ourselves, and it's okay. Time is an illusion. We don't have to wait. We don't have to take hundreds upon hundreds or thousands of years to do it. We can do it right here, right now. We can do it in a day, in a 24-hour period. Food for thought. Think about it. We'll continue to discuss it from time to time in the coming months as I do what I can to reach out to all our spiritual leaders. And what do we have to lose? How could we possibly do ourselves or the human race harm to try this? You know, I have a deep love for every single one of you. I have a deep love for everyone who has ever suffered. Suffered to help me wake up. Suffered to help the rest of us pay attention and realize what we are doing. It's time. It really is time. Much love to you all. Namaste. I will share this on the Facebook pages and look forward to your additional responses, ideas, any efforts that you can make. I believe in this. I believe in all of you. I believe in all of us. Namaste.